that may go down in history as the day when the best names in Indian politics readied themselves to give Modi a run for his money. But you remember, those who do not remember, for all of them, this isn't the first time when opposition has come up against a ruling dispensation, and I'm sure that in this vibrant democracy called India, that is Bharat, neither this will be the last. The question is, do the numbers work? I mean, there are two things to it. You know, the chemistry between all these people, disparate groups, regional satraps, egos, and what about the arithmetic? Does it work at all? And to speak more on this, I am now being joined by my colleague Brijesh Pandey in the studio. Also joining us is Shyam Prasad Meka, who is a political analyst, Dr. Ishan Trivedi, who is also joining us, who is a political analyst, and Anurag Naidu, also a political analyst. But first up, they had a press conference once they came out of the meeting. Let's listen to some of those voices.
अच्छी मुलाकात हुई है और एक साथ चलने की सहमति हुई है और उसके बाद अगली मीटिंग कुछ ही दिनों के बाद सब पार्टियों की एक और की जाएगी ताकि उसमें आगे का जो कुछ भी होता है, जो एक साथ तो चुनाव लड़ने के बारे में आज एक सहमति हो ही गई है और सब तरह का सहमति हुआ है, लेकिन एक मीटिंग इसके बाद होगी और वो यही करेंगे, मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी करेंगे। उसके बारे में इन्होंने बता दिया है डेट और वो बताएंगे। अभी हम लोगों ने ही कहा कि जल्दी करना है, तो ये लोग अगले महीने जल्दी से जल्दी करेंगे, एक मीटिंग हो जाएगा। तो वो तो एकदम समझिए कि वो अंतिम रूप ले लेगा, कौन कहाँ लड़ेंगे, क्या है, सब चीज़ के बारे में सब हो जाएगा। तो सहमति थी, ये हो गया है और बहुत अच्छे ढंग से, और सब लोगों ने माना है कि हम लोग मिल करके चलेंगे और देश के हित में है। अभी जो भी शासन में है वो देश के हित में काम नहीं कर रहे और सारे इतिहास को बदल रहे हैं, आज़ादी की लड़ाई को भी भुलवा देंगे। तो एक एक चीज़ जो काम हो रहा है उस सबको लेकर के सबकी चिंता है, इसलिए सब लोग एकजुट रहेंगे। तो आज बहुत अच्छे ढंग से बातचीत हो गई है और हर चीज़ के बारे में, कोई भी किसी राज्य के बारे में भी, वहाँ की सरकार के बारे में कोई एक चुनौती आती है तो सब लोग एक साथ कहे कि नहीं साहब, सब लोग रहेंगे।
जैसे आप जानते हैं, हिंदुस्तान की नींव पर आक्रमण हो रहा है, फाउंडेशन पर, इंस्टीट्यूशंस पर, आवाज पर बीजेपी और आरएसएस आक्रमण कर रही है। मैंने मीटिंग में भी कहा, यह विचारधारा की लड़ाई है और इसमें हम सब एक साथ खड़े हैं। हम में जरूर थोड़ी थोड़ी डिफरेंसेस होंगी, मगर हमने ये निर्णय लिया है कि हम एक साथ काम करेंगे, फ्लेक्सिबिलिटी के साथ काम करेंगे और जो हमारी विचारधारा है, जिसको हम शेयर करते हैं, उसकी हम रक्षा करेंगे। जैसे खारगे जी ने कहा, नीतीश जी ने कहा, कुछ ही समय में अगली मीटिंग होगी और ये जो आज हमने बातचीत की उसको हम थोड़ा और गहराई में ले जाएंगे। मगर ये एक प्रोसेस है, ऑपोजिशन यूनिटी की एक प्रोसेस है और यह बहुत गहरी तरीके से आगे बढ़ने जा रही है।
सभी नेता एक होकर हम आगे चुनाव लड़ने की एक कॉमन एजेंडा तैयार कर रहे हैं और हम 10 या 12 तारीख को फिर हमारे इसमें हिमाचल में, हाँ शिमला में हम वहाँ फिर मिल रहे हैं। तो हाँ 12 जुलाई बोलते ना, तो खैर हाँ ये तो टेंटेटिव है, लेकिन 12 दिन में आगे पीछे हो जाएगा, क्योंकि सभी नेताओं को कंसेंट करके फिर उसके बाद में चुनाव भी है बहुत से जगह पंचायत के और दूसरे, इसीलिए हम ये तय किया है कि वहाँ पर बैठकर एक एजेंडा बनाएं और उसमें किन किन चीज़ों के ऊपर हम निर्णय ले सकते हैं और आगे किस ढंग से बढ़ना चाहिए। और हर राज्य में तो अलग अलग ढंग से हमको काम करना पड़ेगा, एक ही बात हर जगह नहीं चलती। तो उसके लिए भी हम ये करेंगे कि तय करेंगे कि तमिलनाडु में स्ट्रैटेजी क्या होना चाहिए, यूपी में क्या होना, बिहार में क्या होना, कश्मीर में क्या होना, ऐसा हर जगह, महाराष्ट्र में क्या, ये ऐसा सभी स्ट्रैटेजी करके एक निर्णय लेंगे। और आगे भी फिर इस यूनिटी को बढ़ाने के लिए हम लोग पूरे काम करेंगे, एक होकर, एकजुट होकर 2024 की लड़ाई हमको लड़ना है और बीजेपी को सत्ता से बाहर करने का हम एक तय किए हैं, तो उसमें हम जरूर कामयाब होंगे।
पटना में मीटिंग मैंने बोला था इसी के लिए नीतीश जी को कि पटना से जो शुरू होता है उसका एक जन आंदोलन रूप होता है और बहुत सारे आंदोलन पटना से शुरू हुआ। पहले आप लोगों को मालूम है, हम कहने नहीं चाहती हूँ। इसी के लिए मैं कहा था दिल्ली में हम लोग बहुत सारे मीटिंग किया लेकिन कोई फ्रूटफुल रिजल्ट नहीं निकाला। अब पटना से शुरू करो। पटना से शुरुआत हुआ, मीटिंग अच्छा हुआ है। 3 चीज नजदीक में है जो रिजॉल्व हुआ है। नंबर 1, वी आर यूनाइटेड, हम लोग एक है। दूसरी बात है वी विल फाइट यूनाइटेडली, ये दूसरी बात है, हम लोग एक साथ में लड़ेंगे। तीसरी बात ये हुआ है कि हमारा लड़ाई, हमको अपोजिशन मत बोलो, हम लोग भी देश का सिटीजन है, हम लोग भी पैट्रियोटिक है, हम भी देशप्रेमिक है, हम भी भारत माता कहते हैं। मणिपुर जलने से हमारा भी आग जलते हैं। ऐसे हम लोगों ने ये तैयार किया कि बीजेपी का तानाशाही जो गवर्नमेंट, जो डिक्टेटरशिप चला रहा है, जो एट्रोसिटीज चला रहा है, एट्रोसस टेरिबल, क्या नहीं किया। हम लोग को जो इलेक्टेड गवर्नमेंट है, हम लोग को उधर में पूरा राजभवन को ऑल्टरनेटिव गवर्नमेंट बना दिया। हमारा स्टेट का मालूम नहीं है फाउंडेशन डे है, उन्होंने फाउंडेशन डे कर दिया, हम लोग को कंसल्ट भी नहीं करके। जो मर्जी करते हैं, जो अगर कोई कुछ बोलते हैं तो उसको खिलाफ में ईडी लगा देता है, सीबीआई लगा देता है। मीडिया को तो पूरा कंट्रोल किया है और क्या चालाकी करते हैं, छुपी रुस्तम का माफिक। बहुत सारे लॉयर को कोर्ट में भेजकर कोई ना कोई केस कर कर हम लोग को खिलाफ में कोई ना कोई सीबीआई होता है, नहीं तो ईडी होता है, नहीं तो पंचायत भी सीबीआई में होगा। ऐसा होता है जो नहीं होना चाहिए। लेकिन बेरोजगारी के बारे में चिंता नहीं करते हैं, आम जनता के लिए चिंता नहीं करते हैं, इकोनॉमी इज टोटली डिस्ट्रॉयड इसका बारे में चिंता नहीं करते हैं, महिला को इज्जत लुटता है चिंता नहीं करते हैं, दलितों को खिलाफ में है चिंता नहीं करते हैं, 100 दिन का रुपया नहीं देता है, गांव का रास्ता का रुपया नहीं देता है, आवास योजना का रुपया नहीं देता है, यूनिवर्सिटी में मर्जी का माफिक बीसी रिक्रूट करते हैं, क्या नहीं किया है। इसके लिए जितना भी तानाशाही बीजेपी गवर्नमेंट कानून ले आएंगे, जो काला कानून, हम लोगों ने एक साथ में मिलके वो काला कानून का खिलाफ में हम लोग लड़ाई करेंगे। हमको खून बहेगा बहने दो, लेकिन हम देश को, जनता को रक्षा करेगा, नहीं तो इंडिया नहीं रहेगा। अगर ये चुनाव में फिर वो लोग आ जाए तानाशाही गवर्नमेंट, तो नेक्स्ट देश में चुनाव ही नहीं होगा, ऐसा लोगों को कहना है। इसी के लिए हम लोगों ने 3 चीज पे जोर दिया है। 1, वी आर यूनाइटेड, 2, वी विल फाइट टुगेदर, 3, नेक्स्ट मीटिंग शिमला में होगा, 4, जो भी पॉलिटिकल वेंडेटा बीजेपी ले आएगा, हम लोग एक साथ में एक कट्टर लड़ाई करेंगे।
Very, very strong words there. Some may say bluster. I mean, Mamata Banerjee even said that if they come to power next year, it may eclipse the idea of India or the country itself. Brijesh, I'm going to turn to you first. The thing is that before anyone says bluster, because I'm going to play the devil's advocate, don't you think this is a very strong messaging? The timing seems to be rather good because in the wake of Karnataka.
Well, the timing is good, of course. I mean, the entire coming together gained momentum post Karnataka victory, because the victory in Karnataka was very emphatic. It was not a just won the mandate kind of a victory. It was very emphatic victory, and that has galvanized the entire setup, and that has also given Congress a legit credence to be at the forefront. Otherwise, the same Mamata Banerjee was unwilling to, and same Arvind Kejriwal and others were unwilling to share the dais with Rahul Gandhi. So the shadow of Karnataka looms large over this particular meeting. It is also a very important meeting, Sudha, that the fact that that after such intense bickering and such maximum parties pitted against each other in their respective states, they have managed to come there. But now, coming to the most important, the elephant in the room is that will they be able to sustain this?
1 minute, Brijesh. Can someone play up the numbers, which we were discussing? Do the numbers add up really? Brijesh, take a look at the numbers. We are going to just show it on the screen. Look at those. I mean, after all, it's almost like, arithmetic has to be there apart from chemistry. Do you think these numbers add up really?
Well, these numbers don't add up. But if you look at the larger picture, the nationwide numbers, then you have more than 200 plus seats where if the opposition parties unite and end up giving one seat, one person fighting, and the entire opposition unity backing that particular candidate, then they do have a strong chance in taking on the BJP. But the biggest, as I said, the biggest problem, and it started showing right at the start of the meeting itself, when Aam Aadmi Party made its displeasure clearly known, and while the press conference was on, there was a flash by a news agency which said that the Aam Aadmi Party sources are saying, which means that top leaders are saying that that in this particular meeting 14 parties agreed that yes, they will not back the ordinance. The Congress did not open its card. Are they trying to help the BJP? Are they trying to put the real narrative behind? So and when D Raja started talking, how Mamata Banerjee got uncomfortable. Our reporters who are there on the ground covering every single piece of information and the nuances, that she got very uncomfortable, and this is the reason why the Sitaram Yechuri didn't get the mic, and mic was immediately given to Omar Abdullah, and at around that time, she just walked out of the press conference. So I think, how do you tame these inherent contradictions? How do you reconcile to the mercurial nature of, these powerful state chieftains is going to be a very, very difficult task.
And also the biggest elephant in the room is the Congress party. I mean, if you look at it, and I'm going to go to the guests, Shyam Prasad Meka, I'm going to ask you that let's be realistic. All this about hum ek saath hain, hum saath hain, we will do this, and it's all very good to hear, and due credence. It's at the right time. It's just after the fabulous victory in Karnataka. But is opposition unity even possible? And I'm going to ask you, and sorry, I know that you are Telugu speaking, but two states, whether it's Telangana or Andhra Pradesh, Odisha, Kerala and Punjab. Now all these states, this conglomerate, they account for 96% of seats. We know that in all these states, party number 1 and 2 cannot come together. So let's take the example, CPM and Congress in Kerala, YSRCP and TDP in Andhra Pradesh, AAP and Congress in Punjab, so on and so forth. So it doesn't look that it's going to be that easy that we all sit. It's not a college club where we say, okay, let us all fight against the principal because he is someone who should actually now go.
Yeah, good evening, Sudha.
Good evening.
Okay, a small disclaimer again. I'm a Congress supporter. Okay, for the to be honest with your viewers, but I'm going to try and wear my political analyst hat today. So look at this. This meeting, you can draw so many conclusions and headlines from it based on where you want this meeting to go. I have been telling people that this meeting is not about alliances or seat sharing or a face of the opposition. this meeting is mainly about agreeing that these are the issues. These are the things we cannot allow. And looks like there is a broad understanding. If you look, everybody spoke about that, but D. Raja of CPI has actually consolidated the entire thing and said this is a no-no situation. These are the items on which we are all fighting. Okay. They decided that what they are fighting and how they will fight, what will be the seat sharing, how they will do it is not decided yet, which is actually more practical way. Look at it, right? So, for example, take Punjab, right? In Punjab, why should AAP and Congress fight together? When BJP and Akali were in the distant third and fourth places, why will Congress and AAP join together in Punjab and let BJP and Akalis to come to second position? They won't. So while they are doing it, they are forced to join forces in Delhi. Then how will they defend the different stands in different states? This is definitely there are issues. But to most of the parties which are there, barring AAP, TMC and Akhilesh Yadav CSP, barring these three states, everybody else is already working with Congress in various states at the state level alliances. Out of these three states, yeah, in UP, they can find an answer. In Bengal, they should be able to find an answer on how to work together. But as far as AAP is concerned, it is looking one way in Punjab, one way in Delhi. How they are going to resolve it is the question.
No, it is looking, the biggest thing, like Brijesh said, Shyam, is that about voting, against the ordinance. I mean, that has become a sticking point, as it were, because they said that, there was also a comment from Sandeep Dikshit who said, Kejriwal ji, we know exactly what you're trying to do, so on and so forth. As of now, it seems like the Congress has apparently said that, when it comes up in the House, then we will see to it that, we have to do what we have to do. But look, there are very deep-seated, differences here. Of course, there are also personal egos of all these regional satraps. Stalin is... Maybe he already has a very good marriage with Congress in Tamil Nadu, but he is no pushover. Now, Mamata, no way. I mean, so these are going to be major problems. But, before I go to the next guest, Shyam, let me also play out what the opposition, that is the ruling dispensation, that is the big leaders of the BJP said about this opposition unity meeting. Listen in. I think there is some technical problem, but we have it's playing. Those are the visuals, of course. We will play you the bites of both Amit Shah as well as JP Nadda on what they exactly said about what they thought the opposition unity was all about. Let me go to the next guest, which is Dr. Irshan Trivedi. Dr. Irshan Trivedi, a warm welcome to you. Dr. Irshan Trivedi, your first comment on this Hum Saath Saath Hain brigade, the great Suraj Barjatia film, a family which sticks together, always plays whatever together, whatever. So basically, this is a family which has come together and said, let's bury all this. You know what? It's all very well to say the country is being challenged and maybe the country will be torn asunder, etc. But reality, practicality, do you think the numbers will add up? Do you think, because we've had past history, I mean, you look at I.K. Gujral, you look at Deve Gowda, you look at several other prime ministers, they have not lasted even a year. Dr. Trivedi.
First of all, Sudhaji, thank you for this, inviting me for this debate. Yes, whatever is happening, my comment is on that, yes, whatever it is happening for the good. Whatever the grudges are in the state level. What is the grudges in the state level between the political parties? This is a national level a fight between one major thumping that is, I mean, Bharatiya Janata Party, and some that alliance against Bharatiya Janata Party to, I mean, to break that particular segment. I mean, these parties, I mean, this all the national parties, they are coming into the common platform, and they are just trying to make whatever the statements, like there is a grudges for Aam Aadmi Party and Congress at one particular level. There is a grudges between Tamil Nadu, and there is grudges in Tamil Nadu between two parties. In Bihar itself, there are many parties which is having some
What's your point,
personal
Dr.
problems
Trivedi?
with that.
You know, you said
But
it's a
yes.
good thing, but do you think it's healthy for democracy? But I'm asking you, it's all very healthy, but then is it even practical?
I mean, see, practical. It is rather good that they are speaking on this big platform. I mean,
Acha.
like, see, personally, they are whatever they are just, I mean, fighting, or they are just, I mean, countering against each other in various platforms. But this is the platform where whatever the grudges in between them, it is very good to sort it out in a proper way. See, it is interesting to see that in Punjab itself, out of 13 Lok Sabha MPs, I mean, there are 8 Congress MPs are presently, I mean, they are on the seat, and in Rajya Sabha all members are in AAP. So in Aam Aadmi Party, if I speak about Aam Aadmi Party will have a very clear-cut indication before Lok Sabha election that whether Congress is supporting for this ordinance which is passed in Delhi. I mean, if Congress is supporting that particular segment, and that result will definitely come into the picture for Delhi and BJP.
Yeah, very, very good
Delhi,
point you
because
made, Dr. Trivedi. But, you know, that's exactly what the opposition is also doubting. Will all this, you know, newfound friendship work or not? Listen in, I'll come back to you. Listen in to what Amit Shah had to say about it.
मित्रों, आज 23 तारीख को पटना में एक फोटो सेशन चल रहा है। सारे विपक्ष के नेता एक मंच पर इकट्ठा हो रहे हैं और संदेश देना चाहते हैं कि हम भारतीय जनता पार्टी को, एनडीए को और मोदी जी को चैलेंज करेंगे। मैं सारे विपक्ष के नेताओं को एक कहना चाहता हूं, कितने भी हाथ मिला लो, आपकी एकता कभी संभव नहीं है, और हो भी गई तो कितने भी इकट्ठा होकर जनता के सामने आ जाइए। 2024 में 300 से ज्यादा सीटों के साथ नरेंद्र मोदी जी का प्रधानमंत्री बनना तय।
You know, Brijesh, all said and done, Indian politics has never a dull moment. You know, Lalu Yadav has said कि मोदी अमेरिका जाकर चंदन बांट रहे हैं. You know, see, I mean, where...
He also said that, you know, asked Rahul Gandhi to get his beard trimmed.
Yes.
And he said, like, Nitish is saying that and your mother is saying you're not listening, so please get married so that we can join in as Bharati.
How personal is that? You know, but...
See, I mean, this is vintage Lalu.
Yeah, this is vintage Lalu,
Lalu,
absolutely. So, now, I want to ask you something. Do you see the problems or the hurdles, the impediments which are there, slowly getting untangled, unraveled as we hurtle towards 22? How much is British time ही नहीं है अब तो?
See,
June का खत्म होने वाला है June.
I understand that, you know, that people would want to see the positivity in the sense that it's getting untangled, and then, you know, there's going to be meeting of minds, and from there you will form a unified command which will take on BJP and all. This is all good. But the point is that, you know, the differences are so deep. It is not about taking on Modi only. It is about your own existence. But Congress, see, for these kind of experiment to succeed, you have to have one national party. You have to have one big party which is a totem pole around which all these smaller regional parties will galvanate, and then you have a strong, you know, which will be able to give to the BJP. Now, the Congress is that only national party.
Yes, true.
But the Congress also has, like in the state of West Bengal, they would, how many seats will they be more than willing to give it to Mamata Banerjee? In Punjab, will Aam Aadmi Party agree to play second fiddle to the Congress? In Delhi, will Arvind Kejriwal agree to, he has lost both elections 7-0, so has the Congress. But will they play second fiddle to Congress, or they try to accommodate Congress? There are so many inherent contradictions and such stark contradictions. And because, you know, Also remember, it's their own turf. They are not national parties. They're regional parties. Mamata Banerjee is only in West Bengal.
Yeah.
Powerful only in West Bengal. It's not like she is powerful in 5 states where she can, accommodate some party here and some party there.
Right.
Akhilesh Yadav is the king of Uttar Pradesh, but
it.
Will he allow Congress to eat into his own seat share? And the biggest problem, the good sentence which was said by Rahul Gandhi and all, is that he's aware of the problem and the Congress is willing to sacrifice. But how much? Because in the case of Bihar, we have seen that that the RJD and JDU both got very upset with the local Bihar unit because they were punching off the waist against the weight, but asking for so many seats. They fought and ultimately they kind of pulled down the coalition.
And also the other point is, a lot of people are doubting Nitish Kumar's stability factor, because we have a graphic on that. If we can play that up, the number of times that Nitish Babu actually kind of turned around and did something absolutely different than what was promised. But meanwhile, Anurag Naidu, who's a political analyst, Anurag, a very warm welcome to you. If we can show Anurag Naidu as well, even as this graphics plays of the flops of Nitish Kumar, 1994, actually the flip-flops rather, that was such a Freudian slip-flops. His wishes, loyalties, imagine, I didn't mean that, but it just happened, I guess. After this graphic, we'll show you Anurag Naidu.
But then the interesting point is that, see, whenever he has made this flip-flop, he has always ended up being on the side of the victor.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
So it's not like, it's like the bellwether, this thing that like this, whichever side Nitish Kumar is, power is on that side. So it's not like, he has switched side and it came a cropper.
Yeah, but so many ships he has changed, my God, and so after this, can we have Anurag Naidu, who is a political analyst? Yes, there you are, Anurag. Hi, how are you doing? Good to have you on the show, Anurag, and thank you.
Thanks a lot, Sudha.
Thank you for your patience. You waited, and I was being told by Satish, who directs me, saying, go to Anurag, go to Anurag. I said, wait. They're all mature political analysts, they will go. But anyway, Anurag, tell me something. Do you think, is this even practical? I mean, Brijesh and I have been speaking about it, the big elephants in the room, as it were. One is the Congress, because, a lot of people would regularly say, why does the BJP attack the Congress? They only have 40 odd seats, and come on, they are done, they are dusted. But I think they are a very smart party. Mr. Modi knows very clearly that if there is one opposition party which is larger than life and which still sustains, is the Congress party. So tell me something. Will the Congress not have problems with the other regional satraps, like we spoke about, Mamata Banerjee as well? First, 2 questions. A, do you think this is a good thing to do? Number 2, is it even practical, Anurag Naidu?
Yeah, so I think first of all, thank you for having me on the show. But I would start with this. Brijesh mentioned about Nitish always ends up on a winning side. But there is also very interesting analogy. The whole meeting that is happening in Patna is on the back of this good victory out of Karnataka, and the trend says whosoever wins Karnataka loses the general election. So there is also a pattern to the Karnataka election. And now coming to the main point, yes, and also coming to the main point, what I honestly feel is, of course, Congress is a very, very formidable party. You cannot write off Congress because, I often tell people, BJP, even today's BJP, if you see, close to 5 to 6% of the tallest leaders, they are from Congress. Even I was giving example to a very good friend who happens to be a chief minister now. I don't want to name, but I was speaking about the Northeast and I was telling, Congress has this power, once they come back to the center, they can actually take the entire Northeast back again in a single day, because essentially they are very strong Congress states. But because Congress is organizationally weak and BJP is very active, and that's why they've kind of, held onto this Northeast and other regions. But keeping that aside, but what I feel it will not work is, you can actually sense the feeling that all the people sitting across the table, they've all lost something or the other personally for themselves or the parties, right? They say Mr. Uddhav Thackeray, look at the body language, it speaks for itself. They know they are in trouble for them. it's more looking like a survival battle. So the optics are also not very encouraging. From a optics point of view, see, look at the TRP. Now we are talking about a big thing happening in Patna. On the other side, we are talking about Mr. Modi's US visit. People love to see. I mean, if you actually compare the numbers in 1 week down the line, you will see this. There's no comparison. Look at the body language. It is looking like a bunch of people who have suffered a lot and who are kind of coming together as a survival battle. People don't love to see that. People who have seen victories for Congress in Karnataka, or when Tejasvi did well in Bihar last time around, although it didn't win, but the energy shows up when Nitish and Tejasvi fought together. That energy showed up Bihari versus Bahari. So you get that vibe, of the changing tide. So right now the vibe is, something is going on which is not comfortable. You spoke about
Anurag.
Yeah.
I'm sorry to interject, Anurag, but the same was being said about Siddaramaiah and DK Shivakumar. Both of looked tired. They looked fatigued.
No,
thing is that
not at all.
No.
Sudha, if you see this Karnataka campaign, because I was based out of Bangalore, I'm telling you the same point. When Congress campaign, I told on several channels, Congress had this energy. There are differences, but they put that aside. Every issue, there was a lot of buzz and glamour. But on the other side, BJP was very, very disenchanted. The control was not with Yadurappa, and that's where everything went away.
All right.
So that momentum and the body language, you can see, Mr. Yadurappa was nowhere to be seen. Body
so,
language of Yadurappa ji will tell you that they were losing the election.
Yeah, but I think all this body language and all is, I'm sticking my neck out. Yadurappa is an old man. I mean, all this is reading between lines. Some journalists started this whole body language, read the body language. I don't know. I mean, things work differently at different times, but I take your point, Anurag, and I'll come back to you. I'm going to go to Shyam Prasad Meka next, but before that, let's also listen in to some other voices coming from Patna after the meeting concluded today.
आज देश में दिन ब दिन एक समस्या हम देख रहे हैं, जहाँ नॉन कांग्रेस गवर्नमेंट है वहाँ भारतीय जनता पार्टी हो, आरएसएस हो, एक सांप्रदायिक स्थिति पैदा करने की साजिश जगह जगह पर हो रही है और जिससे समाज की एकता प्रस्तुत ये कार्यक्रम आज भारतीय जनता पार्टी और उनके साथियों का और इससे सामना करना हो तो मिलकर सामना करना चाहिए। बाकी कुछ न कुछ मतभेद हो सकते हैं और लार्जर नेशनल इंटरेस्ट के लिए बाकी कोई भी आपस की समस्या हो वो नज़रअंदाज छोड़कर हमने आगे जाने का तय किया है। अब मुझे विश्वास है कि पटना की जो शुरुआत है वो देश में बदलाव लाने की शुरुआत होती थी। मुझे याद है जयप्रकाश जी के नेतृत्व पर एक संदेशा यहाँ से दिया था और पूरे देश में एक अलग माहौल पैदा हो गया। कई आंदोलन यहाँ से देश में शुरू हो गए और देश के इतिहास में इसका स्वीकार किया गया और आज की स्थिति में जो नीतीश जी ने मीटिंग बुलाई और सब साथी यहाँ आ गए, इनमें से जो बातें हो गई, जो तय करने इस पर हमने बहस किया, इसमें आखिरी शेर शिमला की मीटिंग में हो जाएगा और यहाँ जो मिलकर काम करने का तय किया है का काम शुरू हुआ है। अब मुझे पूरा विश्वास है देश की जनता उसका समर्थन करेगी।
और आज जो बैठक हुई देश भर के नेताओं का, बहुत खोल करके सभी लोगों ने अपने इरादा को रखा है और ये तय हुआ है कि शिमला में अगली बैठक होगी, उसमें हम लोग आगे के और कार्यक्रम किस तरह से क्या हो वो हम लोग तय करेंगे, चर्चा करेंगे। एक होकर के लड़ना है। देश की जनता बोलते थे कि भाई वोट है आप लोगों का, लेकिन आप लोग मिलते नहीं, एकजुट आप लोग नहीं होते हैं, वोट बढ़ जाता है और भाजपा आरएसएस जीत जाता है। अब ये नरेंद्र मोदी देश के नेता नहीं है, प्रदेश में खूब घूम करके चंदन का लकड़ी बांट रहे हैं अमेरिका में जाके। जो अमेरिका, यूरोपीय देश नरेंद्र मोदी को, अमित शाह को मना कर दिया था, उस समय जो गुजरात में घटना घटी थी, और यूरोपीय लोगों को भी मना कर दिया था कि कोई मत जाना, भारत में मत जाना कोई आदमी, कोई टूरिस्ट नहीं जाना। बाद में पता नहीं कैसे ये लोग भूल गए और ये जाने लगे। देश टूट के कगार पर खड़ा है। हम तो भिंडी खरीदने नहीं जाते हैं, भिंडी सब्जी मालूम हुआ कि 60 रुपया किलो हो गया भिंडी। आप पत्रकार लोग खरीदते होंगे, आपको आटा दाल का, चावल का भाव मालूम होगा कि क्या हालत है। बेरोजगारी के हताशा बढ़ा है और कोई इस देश में हिंदू मुस्लिम का नारा दे करके, लड़ाई लड़के, हनुमान जी का नाम लेके चुनाव में जय हनुमान जी करके ये लोग चुनाव लड़ता है। इस बार कर्नाटक में हनुमान जी, महावीर जी नाराज हो गए, ऐसा मारे हैं गद्दा इनके पीठ पर कि राहुल गांधी की पार्टी जीत गई। काफी इनका पार्टी जीता। हनुमान जी अब हम लोग के साथ हो गए और हम लोग इकट्ठा सब कोल रील नल लील सबको हम लोग जमा कर रहे हैं उनके फौज को, और इनको इस बात तक तय है गए ये लोग। बहुत बुरा हाल होने वाला है भाजपा का, नरेंद्र मोदी का। बताइए एकाएक फिर 2000 रुपया का नोट पता नहीं क्या बंद कर दिया भाई। 2000 का ये छोटा छोटा नोट जो है सो यही लोग रखे हुए था और इसको अब निकाल रहा है, या जो इसके लोग
1000 का खत्म करके 2000।
हाँ, 1000 खत्म करके 2000 शुरू किया, फिर 2000 किया। पता नहीं कौन फेल करता है। तो हम लोग इकट्ठे हैं पूरा मजबूती के साथ। राहुल गांधी जी आए हैं। राहुल गांधी अच्छा काम इन दिनों में किए। भारत दर्शन देश भर में पैदल दर्शन कराए, लोगों को घूमे, और लोकसभा में भी जो अच्छा काम किया अदानी के मामले में।
घूम रहे थे उसके बाद अपना ही बढ़ा दिए।
हाँ, तो घूमने लगे तो फिर
ये बढ़ा लिए
हैं। अब ज़्यादा नीचे मत ले जाइए। पता नहीं कि नरेंद्र मोदी का है, पूरा नहीं सिलवाता है, इसलिए नीतीश जी का भी राय है कि अब और छोटा छोटा करना चाहिए।
I'm smiling actually. Brijesh and I were laughing loudly. You know, there's one thing you have to give Lalu Prasad Yadav, kind of connect he has and his sense of humor. I mean, come on, he's a giant. But look at it. I mean, I know he's unwell, but boy, he made me laugh. Shyam Prasad Meka, I'm coming to you. Shyam Prasad Meka, tell me something. Let's now focus on states where the alliances are already in place. We first spoke about how opposition unity is not possible in the 2 Telugu-speaking states, also Kerala, also Odisha and Punjab. That has, you know, those states have 96 seats. Now we're going to talk about alliances which are already there. How does that get factored? You know, states like Maharashtra or let's say Jharkhand, Tamil Nadu, J&K, you know, these have 147 seats. Yeah, 147 seats, Bihar. Thank you very much. 147 seats, and they have 27% as Lok Sabha strength. How do these, like Brijesh was saying, it's all very well, but there is so much of work which is there in front of you. It's like getting someone married.
See, the first thing is this election, as far as from non-BJP party's point of view, it's about three things. It is about setting alliance. You should have a narrative at the national level. That's what the Patna meeting is doing. And second, fight it state by state and seat by seat. Now, the Congress and the other parties are in a pretty robust alliance, say in Tamil Nadu, Bihar, Jharkhand, Maharashtra. It's pretty much solidified. The problem states are simply Punjab, Delhi, UP, and Bengal. That's about it. There is nothing. These are the four states. And UP...
So around 153 seats, which are tricky, yeah?
Yeah, correct. UP,
right.
I think they should be, Congress and all the other parties have the political brinkmanship to figure out something and muddle through that. Because there is no sticking points over there, rather, except how many seats you will do, why should I completely shut my shop here? Those are the questions. The same is the case in Bengal. The sticky thing is with AAP in Punjab and Delhi. While in Punjab, it's actually clear they should not be in alliance. They should fight with each other. Whoever wins in Punjab.
Yeah.
The Delhi. And then how do you adjust these two different stands in two different states?
Yeah.
So that's the only thing. Tell me your stand on the ordinance. Oh, where were you when 370 was being handled? Right. These are all for the consumption of the media. You can see the parties, they are very, very practical.
Politics is also about perception. Dr. Irshad Trivedi, if I may ask you, a lot of these parties were actually formed. The genesis is anti-Congress plank. How do you think that's going to get reconciled? I mean, what Shyam Prasad Meka is saying is that is political. Here, then they are saying, vote for us. How is that going to work?
You're absolutely right. I mean, of course, it will be very tricky. The way we are seeing is like in Punjab. I mean, look at the Lok Sabha seats. I mean, 8 MPs out. In Vidhan Sabha, there are, almost, Aam Aadmi Party is having thumping victory of around 92. So how they will divide seats, that will be a question. And same thing as Delhi. So, I mean, in this meet, I mean, we have noticed two very important things. One is the word from Rahul Gandhi ji, and second is that, what Rahul Gandhi sir said that, there are grudges, there are some minor problems as far as some political parties have concerned. I mean, they will have to look after in that, and they will rethink and they will plan in the next Shimla meet. And there is an absence of Aam Aadmi Party team from that particular press meet. I mean, like Arvind Kejriwal, by the absence, he's clearing himself that, okay, I am very much focused on Delhi Adhyadesh, and if that is to be sorted out, then and then only we may think about this alliance and all that. So these two things, we have seen, coming out of after this press conference. So yes, there will be issue. There will be a big issue, and they will have to work very hard to sort these things out. And I think in few times, in the next meet, we will see some whether bigger picture or whether there is some kind of some clusters and glitches in between.
Right. So even as we are talking about Congress, I'm going to play you a bite, which is a rather funny bite. And this is coming again from Lalu Prasad Yadav. But you know what? It has a lot of hidden meanings. One has to read between lines before
बात तो हम लोग का सलाह माने नहीं दिया नहीं किया शादी कर लेना चाहिए था और अभी भी समय गया बीता नहीं है और शादी करिए बात मानिए आपकी मम्मी मम्मी हमको बोलती कह दिया तो हो जाएगा। हाँ तो एकदम पक्का करना पड़ेगा। मम्मी आपकी बोलती थी कि आप हमारा
It's so improper these days to get into the personal lives of people. That is classic Lalu. An elderly man. Seen Rahul Gandhi feel shy, but he was really sheepish this time. He also brings his mother, the typical Indian context. Mummy kahi hai, ab kariye, hum barati chalenge aapke saath. But the hidden political.
Lalu around, there can never be a dull moment, and the seriousness of the entire conversation, and then you have 5 minutes of Lalu Yadav leaving everybody in splits. But yes, this is also a very sly effort of projecting Rahul Gandhi at the fulcrum of the event and saying that, how this is not the first time when he was talking to Rahul. He was also talking to Rahul about the kind of impact Bharat Jodo Yatra had, and also how his whole personality has changed post Bharat Jodo Yatra. So yes, I would see his statement in the line that it's a more of an effort to project Rahul Gandhi at the center stage of this fulcrum which is being created by the opposition parties.
Right, and let me go to the other guest. I was wondering if Anurag Naidu is with us. I mean, let me go to him. There's some technical problems, that we are facing with Anurag Naidu. So I'll go to my friend Shyam Prasad Meka. Shyam Prasad Meka, you spoke about the tricky seats. We spoke about where the alliance is not even required, etc., etc. I want to ask you one question, and I'm moving away from it. Every leader there, and this started with Mohabbat ki dukaan, Nafrat ka bazaar, that is Bharat Jodo. You were also part of it. I saw how you were walking briskly with Rahul Gandhi. But I want to ask you something, is that everyone is stressing on how the country is breaking up, there is a lot of sectarianism, there is a lot of communal strife, etc., etc. But do you think that even today, I mean, I'm told, I could be wrong, that if you take a vote, apparently Modi will come up as the most popular choice for a prime minister. So all this, which is idealistically what our country is based on, does it really work when it comes to elections?
See, the current state is, Modi is a big Teflon coated image. That's clear. Okay, that is what most of the people are made to believe. But it's not the case. The people who end up in the echo chambers of the English-speaking national media, they think there is hatred everywhere. But it is not the case. When you go into the people are more worried about the gas cylinder, people are worried about inflation, people are worried about jobs, people are worried about opportunities. At the same time, we are being diverted by these polarizing issues. That's what is clearly visible when we look at the people outside these echo chambers. That's the narrative that every party together is agreed.
Right. I'm sorry, Shyam. I'm interjecting, but Smriti Irani is speaking exactly about this topic. We need to know what the opposition thinks.
"1990 के दशक में कांग्रेस के शीर्ष नेतृत्व ने स्वर्गीय राजीव गांधी जी की हत्या में सहयोग देने का आरोप लगाया। एक दिन उसी डीएमके के साथ गांधी खानदान के नेतृत्व में रिश्ते कांग्रेस पार्टी के और मधुर होंगे। राष्ट्र ने देखा, ममता जी ने लालू जी के चरण स्पर्श किए, लेकिन लालू जी ना जनता भूली ना निश्चित आप। अध्याय जी ने आपके खिलाफ आपके दावों की पोल खोलते हुए एक श्वेत पत्र जारी किया था। भूलेगा कि विपक्ष के नेता शरद पवार जी ने सोनिया जी के नेतृत्व पर किस प्रकार की टिप्पणी की थी। मैं विशेष आभार व्यक्त करती हूं कि ममता जी ने अपने उचित भाव तब प्रस्तुत किए जब उन्होंने कहा कि अगर राहुल गांधी विपक्ष के लीडर बन गए तो नरेंद्र मोदी को पुनः 2024 में प्रधानमंत्री बनने से कोई नहीं रोक सकता। स्वार्थ का ये गठबंधन जिसके निशाने पर है हिंदुस्तान, ये राजनीतिक दल जब भी इकट्ठे आए भ्रष्टाचार लाए, परिवारवाद लाए और राष्ट्र की आर्थिक प्रगति को संकुचित करने का अपने संग आरोप लेते आए। Ladies and gentlemen, it is said that wolves hunt in packs. A political pack met in Patna. Their prey is the future of India. It is ironical that Trinamool Congress party members today witnessed bonhomie between Mamata Banerjee and that Communist Party, the leadership of which was particularly known for dragging Mamata Banerjee by her hair especially when she tried to speak for the people of Bengal. It is ironical that the Congress leadership at the center shakes hands with Mamata Banerjee, the TMC leadership whose hands are sullied by the blood of Congress workers in the state of West Bengal. That it is known in the late 90s, the Congress leadership had accused the DMK leadership of contributing to circumstances that led to the assassination of Shri Rajiv Gandhi. Begs the question, at what cost will the Gandhi family do its politics? While the nation was recently witness to Mamata Banerjee pay reverence to Laluji, I'm sure neither the nation nor Laluji has forgotten how Mamata Banerjee presented a white paper describing in detail the incapacities of Laluji as a minister in the center. It is interesting that Mamata Banerjee has been extremely prophetic when she said that if Rahul Gandhi is the leader of the opposition, then it is certain that Narendra Modi will yet again be elected as Prime Minister. Like I said, wolves hunt in pack. The prey today that they have decided will be the future of India. I'll leave the floor open for questions, please. आपके दो प्रश्न हैं, दोनों का अलग अलग जवाब है। आम आदमी पार्टी का गठबंधन की शुरुआत में ही गठबंधन को पॉलिटिकली ब्लैकमेल करना इस बात का संकेत है कि इस अनहोली अलायंस के साथ क्या पॉलिटिकल अनहोनी होने वाली है। जहां तक महबूबा मुफ्ती जी का सवाल है, श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी को स्पष्ट करना होगा कि क्या श्रीमती सोनिया गांधी और उनका परिवार पुनः भारत का विभाजन चाहता है।
टीवी 18
मेरा एक सवाल है, जब प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस हो रही थी और सीताराम येचुरी का नंबर आया तो ममता बनर्जी उनके बोलने की वजह से नाराज दिखाई दी और उनके बोलने से पहले वो पीसी छोड़कर चली गई। दूसरा सवाल एक है कि लालू प्रसाद यादव ने राहुल गांधी के ऊपर बोला कि अब उनको शादी कर लेनी चाहिए, उनकी मम्मी सोनिया भी उनको कहती है शादी के लिए। क्या लगता है इससे विपक्षी एकजुटता नहीं नजर आएगी या पहले?
आपने ममता जी के विपक्ष की प्रेस कॉन्फ्रेंस में नाराजगी का उल्लेख किया। स्वार्थ शायद इतना भी बड़ा नहीं है कि वो ना भूली हो कैसे उनके बाल से उनको घसीटकर कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी ने 99 में उनके अपमान किया। अगर थोड़ा भी स्वाभिमान बचा है तो वो निश्चित रूप से कम्युनिस्ट पार्टी के साथ समझौता नहीं करेंगे। लेकिन अगर समझौता किया तो ये इस बात का संकेत है कि ममता जी के लिए उनका पॉलिटिकल स्वार्थ उनके निजी स्वाभिमान से बढ़कर है।
एनी क्वेश्चन? आमोद राय टीवी 9।
जिनका जागरण उत्तर प्रदेश में ना हुआ हो वो बिहार में जाके नवजागरण की बात करें, यह हास्यास्पद है।
नीरज पांडे एबीपी।
नीरज जी, जैसे कि मैंने कहा, ये गठबंधन स्वार्थ का है। हम कतई भ्रमित न हो, निशाने पर मोदी नहीं भारत की तिजोरी है। धन्यवाद।
Before the press conference started, I had gone to Shyam Prasad Meka. Shyam Prasad Meka, the references, of course, what Smriti Irani was saying. Lots of allegations, she said, but you know what I found very interesting is the last comment that she said that, you know, on target is not Narendra Modi, but the treasury of this nation. As somebody who's a Congress supporter and also mainly someone who's a political analyst, what do you read into this?
No, I think BJP is a bit rattled because it did not work. It did not work the way they wanted. They actually wanted this opposition meeting just as a photo op, and then they want to go to town saying, "Hey, this has internal contradictions and all that." But I think the opposition leaders has handled this very maturely. They know clearly. They figured out what is the narrative that they all need to sell differently, and what is the equation with which they need to fight election in each state. That is clear. And now the Modi Shah unbeatable election machinery is actually really, really challenged. That's why, if you notice, Ms. Smriti Irani also bought out Sonia Gandhi and everybody, right? So if you have read Harry Potter, this is like these guys, the BJP guys, they mark Rahul Gandhi and Gandhi family as Voldemort marked Harry Potter. They choose their opponent. That is what they are doing. They are afraid of the of Rahul Gandhi, and that's why they again and again target his family. They mark him as the Harry Potter, and he is going to be the downfall of this old monarchy.
All right. Let me now turn to Dr. Dr. Trivedi. Yes, sorry, my teleprompter was not working properly, so I just kind of fumbled. Dr. Trivedi, you know, the thing is, you heard what Smriti Irani said, but you know what really it proves is I'm not a Congress supporter or I'm not a BJP supporter. So I just see this as one thing. I decode it as that unless the parties come together to see that the Congress has an upper hand. Why? Because it is the biggest opposition party. Do they have the numbers? They have the numbers, you know, so therefore, I'm not talking about Rahul Gandhi, but I'm talking about the hegemony of the Congress. So in that is the basic thing is, will they accept it? And there are lots of leaders who are sitting there today who to who the Congress's hegemony may not be acceptable. Do you think that the first thing they need to do, if it has to really work, Dr. Trivedi, is to solve this major impediment?
Ma'am, first of all, I would like to just comment on, like Narendra Modi, sir, is, like he's on the visit of United States of America, that is official visit. And now the total footage and total focus of the people, they have shifted from Narendra Modi's US visit to, it has shifted to, whatever the oppositions are meeting and whatever their agenda will be on that, the focus is on going on. So now Bharatiya Janata Party leaders are desperate. They are just trying to put a comment that, okay, it's a Photoshop, it's this and it is that. And Smriti Irani, ma'am, she deliberately took each and every, points, just to, Sam Dam Dandabed kind of scenario. And she just tried to create a bed. Of course, there are grudges. It is widely open. Yes, there are grudges. Even they are telling that there are grudges and they need to be sorted out. It is practically, it is difficult, but of course they are political leaders. They are running few states. They are running very big political parties. They have very much, their presence are in the people of India. Among people of India. They will have to work out to unite. And of course, it's not an easy task. On one side, there is a very big ruling party, Bharatiya Janata Party. And of course, on the other hand, Congress is a very good, Congress is doing pretty much very good things in a few states. There are some leaders who want to keep their positions, grow themselves into various states and in the nation's other parts.
All right.
They will have to work together. Of course, it will be difficult, but they will have to come in this next Shimla meeting.
Right. Brijesh, I want to turn to you, and you know, again and again I'm coming to the practicality of it all. First of all, you remember the organizer cover story where organizer had itself written that the whole charisma of Modi is no more going to work unless you really focus on local issues and what really matters. So all this about Smriti Irani saying that you know उनकी आंख तिजोरी पे है, उनकी आंख मोदी पर नहीं है, ये देश को मतलब कि उसका भाग कर देंगे, उसको बांट देंगे वगैरह वगैरह. Do you think this kind of a thing really works now? Is my first question. You observed the BJP for decades now.
Well, I think you know what she was trying to tell people or her supporters, the BJP supporters, about the kind of inherent contradictions that were there, which is there.
Yeah,
so nobody can deny that you know what was done to Mamata. That is why she was, you know, before D. Raja started speak, she got up and she left the podium. So that contradiction is there. So she was not wrong in that.
DMK and Rajiv Gandhi.
DMK and Rajiv Gandhi is also there. So I mean, you know, what do you expect of an opposition party? To attack. And what do you expect of a ruling party which sees a coalition and getting, or there's a coalition which is being formed before in front of you, you will attack them. And the attempt at her saying that, you know, that their eyes are at the tijori and all is basically about, you know, Lalu Yadav being sent to jail and you know, Rahul Gandhi facing a case in the National Herald case and all. So basically they were hinting at that. But see, the point is that I agree with both my panelists when they say that, you know, that they have said this out in the open, they want to discuss this thing, they want to manage the contradiction. But trust me, I mean, managing the contradiction it's not like, you know, in the middle of the 5 years. You know, elections are barely 10-11 months away. And in barely 10 months, 11 months away, see, narrative wins. You know, will the opposition party grappling with their own inherent contradictions be able to build a narrative which is against the BJP? I doubt it. If you take the example of Bangalore, you know, the example of Bangalore I would say is very good. is because Bangalore, the Congress party was not playing second fiddle. Though it was not being diffident. They were taking BJP head on, and even when the Bajrangbali thing happened, they didn't back out. So people see, when I'm the fence sitter, I see that fight in the spark in the party, I kind of tend to gravitate towards that. But when I see this disparate coalition attempt being found, people will take it with a pinch of salt, and the onus is on all those parties which are present at the podium, is to prove to the people that they are unified, they are really unified, and purpose is much more loftier rather than only to get to power. There is a threat of enforcement directorate and CBI on majority of these people.
True.
So will the
which
threat,
Mamata said.
Which Mamata said. And will the threat prove more powerful than your regional coalitions? Will that threat prove so powerful that it allows you to cede away your hegemony or your control to other party to make sure that that they are in a position? All of these are are really, really important questions which they have to come out with. Without getting a narrative built against Prime Minister Narendra Modi, I honestly don't see them coming trumps. Organizer were right when he said that you cannot use your biggest brand, biggest mascot, as for local elections, for panchayat elections, for Vidhan Sabha and all. But nowhere in the article the organizer said that when it comes to 2024, it's a completely different ball game altogether. It's 63-3 in Delhi. Because we are in Delhi, I'll give example of Delhi. 63-7 in Delhi, but 7-0 both in 14 and 19 as far as Lok Sabha is concerned.
There you are, and you've always said that people, behave.
They vote differently. They vote differently. 100% they vote differently.
Yeah. Shyam, I want to come to you and say, if there are lots of articles about why exactly is Nitish doing it. I mean, is it his last chance to project himself as the Prime Minister? Is it his last chance to project as the Bhishma Pitama who can bring all of them together, the disparate parties together, as it were? But in all this, there is one question which is hidden, and most times it works. That is, who will be the Prime Ministerial candidate? Don't you think that's a very important question that they need to now sit and decide as the meeting goes on, whether it's in Shimla or somewhere else?
I don't think they will have that question on the table anytime soon until the elections are over and the results are in front of them. Because let me tell you, the opposition parties are in search of finding a common narrative. Common minimum program and the Prime Minister's face will be the discussion after the elections. Currently, what's your narrative? How you are fighting the election in each state? What is the narrative you want to debunk? The narrative currently that they need to debunk is, one, Modi is unbeatable. BJP has a impregnable election machinery. Modi nahi to kaun. This is the narrative that is falsely built in the minds of the people, at least some people. That needs to be punctured, and that's what the opposition parties are currently working on. And it's not about the Prime Minister's face or anything. It is a multi-party democracy. That is the point that they are bringing out, saying that there won't be any one size fits all kind of a solution or one grand alliance. It is the multiple parties who have their differences, but still coming together because there are larger dangers facing the country. That is the narrative, that if they are successful in taking it to the people and successful in containing the election towards that, hey, you gave a chance to Mr. Modi for 10 years, he failed on his promises, you look at your lived experiences, your lived experience is bad, don't worry about his claimed achievements, go ahead and vote according to what is good for the country, and we think we are the answer for the country. If they can sell that narrative, I think they have a more than 80% chance of trumping Mr. Modi and BJP in 2024.
All right, Brijesh, what's the latest update on this?
Very interesting is, as I was talking about, how it is so important to manage these contradictions and all. Jasmine Shah, who is a spokesperson, a senior leader of the Aam Aadmi Party, he has given us a soundbite, which has made it very clear that until and unless the Congress makes it clear that it supports the ordinance, it will oppose the ordinance. The Aam Aadmi Party has decided that they will not participate in the Shimla meet. So the first chink in the armor, the first body blow, if I would say, if I may say, is already out. You know, this is a party, Aam Aadmi Party is literally trying to dictate terms to the Congress
it's a
party.
kind of blackmail, isn't it?
Well, in politics, this
yeah,
is how
blackmail
it is.
works.
I mean, it works. I mean, if you want narrative to work your favor. So I'm saying that, you know, with this kind of open power jostling is there. You seriously see that this is going to hold on for a longer duration of time? I honestly don't think so, because, you know, it's like, you know, that there is a Delhi unit of the Congress party. You know, leaders like Ajay Makan and, you know, Meka will agree with me that Ajay Makan, Sandeep Dikshit, they all are completely anti-Aam Aadmi Party.
True.
They are saying that, you know, they spill all kind of rumors about Sheila Dikshit was the longest serving chief minister. We should not go with a party that has badmouthed her so much. So will it be that easy for the Congress party also to placate their own regional thing? I think the rift is out in the open, and they have made it very clear to the Congress party.
Right.
Either you accept or we are out of this coalition.
We'll go to Shyam Prasad Meka and both Shan in a bit. But then there are also, you know, listening to what Smriti Irani said, and there are other voices also coming about this whole Hum Saath Saath Hain 2.0.
ये हास्यास्पद है कि एकजुट होंगे वो लोग जो राष्ट्र को ये संकेत देना चाहते हैं कि उनकी स्वयं की क्षमता मोदी जी के सामने विफल है। मैं विशेषतः कांग्रेस पार्टी का आभार व्यक्त करती हूं कि उन्होंने सार्वजनिक तौर पर ये घोषित कर दिया कि कांग्रेस नरेंद्र मोदी को हराने में अकेले नाकाम है, उन्हें सहारे की जरूरत है।
Right. Dr. Ishant Trivedi, I want to, you know, like Brijesh and was saying about, I'm sorry, it's Shyam Prasad Meka. I should go to Shyam Prasad Meka. Dr. Trivedi, मैं आपके पास इसके बाद आती हूँ. Thank you for your patience, sir. But Shyam Prasad Meka, the first chink in the armor, like Brijesh Pandey said, out in the open, ये तो होना ही था. A very famous song, you know, that we were expecting this because this is just the beginning. अभी तो film पूरी बाकी है.
No, that's what, Sudha, I have been telling this from the beginning of this discussion. The bone of contention is Aam Aadmi Party. How Aam Aadmi Party and Congress are going to work together differently in Punjab and differently in Delhi. That's definitely an issue. And sometimes these may be posturings, but actually they are trying to find a way out that can be there. And second, now Ms. Smriti Irani is talking about, oh, everybody is joining together, they are not able to fight Modi ji and all that. If BJP goes and talks to Devegowda the other day, BJP goes and talks to Chandrababu Naidu the other day, then the Modi ji is stronger. He's becoming stronger. He's getting allies. He has the hunger for power. He has the fire in the belly. That's the narrative. If Congress and other parties talk to each other, they say, oh, sab jod rahe hai, Modi ke samne sab. They cannot fight. These are the pot shots we can take with each other. That's not the point. But the simple thing is, they're trying to build a narrative very simply, and this Aam Aadmi Party and Congress, how they are going to find the alliance, or if at all they are going to find a way to get the alliance, that's an open question. But other than that, there is 90% the parties, they have a plan and they agree on the narrative. They will fight the election as their individual political parties, and they will go into alliances tactically at each state level and seat level, and they are going to trump the Modi government.
Right. You know, Dr. Trivedi, I'm going to ask you something which has come to my mind just now, that, okay, the numbers may not work because, you know, it's a big khichdi out there, and I do not know how they are going to unravel the khichdi, because you can't fight, party number 1 and 2 can't fight against each other. There is a huge percentage of votes in all these states. Some states, even, you know, this is not even possible, as it were, if you look at it electorally. But do you think this is also a last-ditch effort by the Congress to say, look, at least we tried to do something. It's not as if we just checked out of the game. We gave it a good shot. And particularly after Bharat Jodo Yatra and after their victory in Karnataka, I think this is good for their image. Do you think that could be perhaps a probability that they are working on?
Ma'am, first of all, I mean, I would like to just add on what Brijesh ji said and what Shamasa said. I mean, just what is the meaning of alliance? Alliance means that you give away whatever your ground you have created in past years, your politics in state or something. You are just giving away to some other party just for sake of the alliance, and then you are just giving away for next few months or few years. I mean, that is the very big sacrifice that one has to make to, to be into the alliance. Now, whether the state Congress, I mean, they have created their own very much political ground in Delhi and Punjab. I mean, will they give away that particular segment to Aam Aadmi Party in particular when it's a matter of state politics and this, the state ordinance, the issue. And in return, will Aam Aadmi Party give away their national politics to grow? They have just become the national party, and suddenly now in Lok Sabha election, and now there is a very big decision Congress and Aam Aadmi Party will have to make in particular segment. Same thing will happen in other states where Congress is actually a very big party, of course, second number party, and now Congress with Bharat Jodo Yatra, they are becoming more powerful in Punjab, in Karnataka, and now they have created their own impact in that particular segment. Will Congress give away some of their whatever they have gained in past few months after Karnataka? Will they give away to other teams? That will be very interesting to see. But Rahul Gandhi, he made a very mature statement that whatever the personal issues are there, some grudges are there, some issues are there, I mean, they will have to sit and sort out. I think if someone lets in one particular segment, if someone gives away their all interest in that segment, I mean, this alliance may work, and definitely in future time they will be giving a very good fight to Bharatiya Janata Party.
Brijesh was talking about how Mr. Shah, of the Aam Aadmi Party had made this comment. We have an interaction with him by one of our colleagues. Let's listen in.
आज एक बड़ी बैठक हुई विपक्ष की जहां पे 15 दल शामिल थे। इनमें से 12 ऐसे दल हैं जिनके राज्यसभा में सांसद है, और इन 12 दलों में से 11 दल साफ कह रहे हैं विदाउट एनी हेजिटेशन कि इस ऑर्डिनेंस का हम निंदा करते हैं और इसका हम विरोध करेंगे। केवल और केवल कांग्रेस ने इस पे चुप्पी धारी। इतना ही नहीं, सारे दलों ने आज जो शामिल थे, और आम आदमी पार्टी नहीं, सारे दलों ने कांग्रेस को समझाने की कोशिश की कि ये बहुत बड़ा मुद्दा है, इसको हम नजरअंदाज नहीं कर सकते। फिर भी कांग्रेस ने इस पे चुप्पी धारी। उसी तरफ कांग्रेस के जो वरिष्ठ नेता हैं पंजाब और दिल्ली के, कह रहे हैं कि नहीं, इस पे तो हम मोदी जी के साथ खड़े हैं। तो कहीं ना कहीं ये संदेह जरूर पैदा करता है कि क्या कांग्रेस और बीजेपी की सेटिंग तो नहीं हुई, और अगर वो नहीं खड़े हैं तो ऐसा कोई भी गठबंधन कल विपक्ष का बनता है जिसमें कांग्रेस जिसका हिस्सा हो, उसमें आम आदमी पार्टी नहीं रह सकती। आज एक बड़ी बैठक हुई।
That's a very serious allegation. I say, Brijesh, no, कि setting तो नहीं है बीजेपी और कांग्रेस की. That's taking it too far. I know that's what you will say. But to say this, it's like a frontal attack.
That's the guerrilla technique which Aam Aadmi Party deploys every single time they fight. Because Congress Party, and there are many in the Congress Party who feel that the BJP, which won Gujarat, perhaps the most historic mandate in Gujarat till now, they won it only because Aam Aadmi Party contested the elections there, and that is the reason why they ate into the Congress Party vote, and the result was there for everyone to see. There is this there is also this a narrative which is there. Several P party use it to their own convenience, which is who is the B party of the BJP. So it depends on your B team of the BJP. So it depends on your calculation. If I feel I'm like upset with you right now, so it's like, no, you don't behave like a B team of the BJP. You're upset with me, you are going to use this thing. So it's like, it's used as per convenience. But I think, when it comes to 2024, Aam Aadmi Party, if it decides to go against this coalition, will be punching much above their weight. Okay. Because they are not that big. Their government is in 2 states. One is in Delhi, other is in Punjab. Punjab Lok Sabha elections, Congress has a pretty sizable say. Delhi, it's 14 and 19 statistics are anything to go by. The BJP has clean swept it. So I think, if they completely go against Congress and all, it won't augur that well for the Aam Aadmi Party as much as it would for Congress. The important thing, which Rahul Gandhi said and has to be appreciated, is the fact that, he said that Congress is ready to make sacrifices. Now, what does this mean, Sudha, is that that the Congress was also not try to do an Aam Aadmi party which is punch much above their weight. Because one of the big problem with the Congress party, whether it is Uttar Pradesh or Bihar, has been that, that they cannot win election in 5 or 10 seats, but they would want almost half the number of seats to contest. And a majority of the time what has happened is that it has brought down the coalition rather than, help the coalition. So I think, with that statement of Rahul Gandhi is a politically very mature and a very important statement, if I may say so.
Right.
Because if Rahul Gandhi decides that, like 2004, they concentrate on 250 or 200 plus seats where they are going to fight best, I think that might turn out to be a game changer. Because they are bolstered by this fantastic win in Karnataka.
But then there is still time, and you never know how the BJP can actually. You know that it's past master.
Yeah,
a comment and they will change the narrative like that. I mean, I don't hold a brief for either party. I'm just saying that one has studied them, election after election.
Absolutely.
They can do it. Shyam Prasad Meka and Dr. Trivedi have completely run out of time. But Shyam Prasad Meka, I'm very curious. What is with KCR Garu? First he said Modi is this, Modi is that. Now you see the newspapers are full of wo mere param mitra hain. We are such great friends. What is KCR thinking? He checked out of Hum Saath Saath Hain film. Which film is he starring in next?
No, he I think he didn't get the invite as well. But on their own, I think BRS put out a tweet saying that we are not going. You are not invited, first of all. Okay, second. So with the rise in the fortunes of Congress within Telangana, now KCR is inward looking, is more focusing on Telangana rather than spreading himself too thin across the country. That's what is happening. And I think he is more worried about Telangana. Until the other day, Telangana is more or less in the bag because Congress and BJP both are fighting it out and people are confused. People who are opposed to KCR are confused between BJP and Congress, and that is now the anti-KCR element is now consolidating towards Congress. He's more worried about them.
Yeah, but that's very surprising because I'm also talking about he checked out long time ago.
Like 30 seconds I'll take, Sudha, because there's also one thing that, he has also realized, as Shyam was saying, that, he has to win Telangana election. And all of a sudden, the Congress, which was leaking like sieve before the Karnataka election, all of a sudden it was, the exodus had a grinding halt. And then suddenly, post 48 hours or say a week after the election, you saw other people from other parties joining Congress. So the position of the Congress, which was on a very sticky wicket in Telangana, completely did a metamorphosis. I think the biggest impact of Karnataka election was felt in the state of Telangana.
Although he kept
this could be one of the big reasons.
Yeah, well, I mean, he kept denying it. But the thing is that he actually called Prime Minister Modi nalayak, which is a very strong
find
word.
Me a single politician which accepts what is in his heart.
Yeah, so
then he's no politician.
So we spoke about Hum Saath Saath Hain. So I think I'll end this by saying that maybe KCR Garu is starring in a film called Kabhi Haan, Kabhi Na. Thank you so much, Shyam, for joining us, and also Ishant Trivedi and Brijesh Pandey, as always. Lovely conversation in the studio. So let's see, the chink in the armor, like Brijesh said, has already appeared. There is a small crack. Let's see if this crack is actually repaired. There is some cosmetic surgery done to it, or it will only become a crater. Meanwhile, for all the news and analysis, this is your destination, News9 Live. Keep watching. Thank you.
China won't let us rest easy on our borders, but they will keep flooding our markets. What does Xi Jinping really want?
I think he wants the Indian market, no doubt about it. It's really a matter of showing their dominance.
India's great Chinese conundrum.
Nobody can contain it. Not the United States, not China, not anybody else.
Frenemy.